There you are, Exile. I was beginning to wonder if death had claimed you for herself. Mind you, if she had, I could put that fine physique of yours to good use. It would be my pleasure to honor you so. But that can wait. There's art to be pursued. My sculpture complains that it is thirsty, and yet the usual fare seems not to satiate it. However, I believe I have a solution. Find a pack of living creatures, slaughter them, raise them, and bring them back here. Be selective, though, as these creatures must be absolutely fecund with corruption. Thankfully, they will be easy to spot. The most corrupted usually are. I shall allow the living world of Rayclass but one concession. It generates the most glorious carcasses. Thank you, Exile. Look for me in the forest encampment, for I am sure death will soon offer more opportunities to further our art. She's nothing if not reliable. There are those that name us grave robber. They do not understand the fundamental truth. A body is never owned. A body is merely borrowed. You can no more claim ownership of the flesh than attempt to claim the air that you breathe with such sad desperation. But the grave itself, that is a different matter entirely. Speak to me in the forest encampment. An intriguing design is fermenting within my head. You. I was beginning to worry that you'd forgotten to breathe. But there you are, in and out, in and out, like a good little lifer. And that reminds me, I have a few tools on hand that might help you sustain that breathing habit of yours. Care to take a look?
Over here, Exile. There you are. Good. There's fresh vermin roaming about out there.
You again. That thing! It slaughtered everyone! Help me!
I bequeath this transmuter device to you, Inquisitor Maligaro, in recognition of your devotion to our sublime art. May it be the chariot that conveys your dreams into reality. Malachi, Thaumaturge Laureate to the Empire.
Piety was after a creation of Meligaro's called the Baleful Gem. It's nearby and it's something that heartless bitch must never get her hands on. You have it already. Thank innocence. All right, take it to the Esmeri village by the river. I'll meet you there, for my days with the Ebony Legion are done.
The Oriathan girl, she is alive. She wants to stay with us, not to go back to her people. I say we take her traitor's heart to the chief. Ask that the warriors in black leave us be. I sleep less, but no more, thanks to you. Helena gave me these. Use it, or cast it away. I do not care. I have no time for Helena's breed of peace.
I like this new Oriathan woman. She has new stories. Not like Eramir, who only speak of that which is dead and dust. Yes, I have many questions for this Helena.
Helena is healing. I make sure of that. But you want to know if you can trust her. I see her spirit. It was born good and needs work to keep it that way. Much like yours.
I gave the Ebony Legion my faith and my loyalty, and it offered me nothing but fear and death in return. Thank you for freeing me from both. I have nothing to give you but my gratitude and my knowledge. I know you have no use for the former, so let's hope the latter makes up for it. Piety led us into that wretched place in the hopes of finding a device named simply the Spike. Fashioned by Inquisitor Maligaro, it was said to enable the injection of calibric extantia into living flesh. Calibric extantia being the corrupt energies locked within virtue gems. We couldn't find the Spike, yet we met its most successful application. According to his notes, the Baleful Gem was a byproduct of Maligaro's attempts to enhance the already formidable qualities of virtue gems. It was an abject failure, yet Maligaro wasn't one to waste his atrocities. By combining the Baleful Gem with the venom extracted from one of his arachnid subjects, he brewed something called Black Elixir. He proudly proclaimed it to be the most potent poison in existence, until it was stolen by a man named Victario. It was rather entertaining to read Maligaro's intentions for Victario once he caught the man. Twisted, yet I can't fault the Inquisitor's creativity. Maligaro had an assistant, a man named Raulo. If Maligaro's records spoke truly, Raulo offered himself freely as a test subject. With the Spike, Maligaro injected Raulo with a high dose of calibric extantia, thus gifting the poor man with both endless life and horrific deformity. In honor of his sacrifice to Maligaro's work, the Inquisitor gave Raulo a new name, Fidelitas. I thought Dominus was a leader of vision, of purpose, the man who would resurrect the eternal empire. In truth, Dominus is only after power, the black thaumaturgical power locked within the virtue gems. He wishes to create a new empire, one in his own image. I drank every night to try and wipe that image from my mind. It's still there. Our expedition made camp in the western forest while Piety took a few men through the pass to Axiom Prison. She was after the research notes of one Chevron of Umbra, a witch who devoted herself to the study of transfiguration during the latter days of the Eternal Empire. Piety returned alone and disturbingly happy with her findings. I've learnt that when Piety is happy, misery is soon to follow for everyone else.
I have story for you. A good story, but not finished. I go into Eight Leg Forest in southwest. Meet the mother of all 8 legs. We fight. Big fight. From sunrise to sunset. I stick my best spear in mother's eye and return to village. Must not stay away too long. Must protect my people. Now my best spear still in mother's eye. Eramir said to leave it there. That my spear is a thing made for dark science, whatever that be. No, I want it back. But Mother Eightleg would smell me from far off, catch me by surprise. She doesn't know your smell. So you go, get my spear. Finish good story with good ending.
If Silk's story of the Mother of Eightlegs is true, then you should go get the spear from her. The creatures near the Chamber of Sins have suffered from a twisting of their spirits. They are sick and angry. If this happens to the Eightlegs, we will all suffer from their fever.
I have spoken with Helena of Dominus and his expedition. It all sounds horribly plausible. Whether we can fully trust what she tells us, time will tell if her torn loyalties are to mend in our favor. Show me this gem from the Chamber of Sins. It has the aspect of a virtue gem, like those you carry already. Yet it's clearly not made to slot into any of your standard equipment. Look at the color. Feel the energy coming off it. Maligaro had little virtue in mind when he made this thing. Could be the nasty piece of work Silk picked up near the Chamber of Sins. Looks too much like Maligaro's dark science to me. If you can talk Silk into giving it to you, do history a favor and sink that spike to the bottom of the river.
Silk has the mind of a blood monkey. That spear stinks of sickness. And you are a monkey too, if you believe his story. Stuck in Mother Eightleg? More like he dropped it when he ran away from baby Eightleg.
No spirit deserves to be abandoned, no matter how far from the way he has wandered. Find this warrior and lead him back.
That would only slow me down.
As you honor the ancestors, you honor yourself.